Halloween Horror Nights 34 is shaping up to be one of the biggest and most impressive Halloween events ever. Hello everybody, welcome. We finally have confirmation on almost all of the houses this year and scare zones and shows coming to the event. And this year is shaping up to be possibly the best of all time. After months of silence, the likes of which we pretty much haven't seen in decades, almost a total blackout on information for the event this year, we finally have tons of updates and they are coming in every single day. We have so much confirmed information this year. We've got houses, we've got the scare zones, we've got the shows, and we even have the icons, so let's get into it. This year's event, Halloween Horror Nights 34, is opening on August 29th of 2025, making it the earliest this event has ever run. And just a quick reminder, Halloween Horror Nights 34 is running August 29th through the 31st, all of September, all of October, and November 1st and 2nd. Now, tickets are finally available on the website. We've been waiting a while for them. They finally dropped recently. Now, not all of the tickets are available just yet. Only right now the single day tickets and some add-ons for those single day tickets. So if you are waiting for those multi-day tickets, those frequent fear passes, the rush of fear passes that allow you to go for an entire month or more, those have not yet dropped and typically do drop a little bit later. They want to get those single tickets sold as much as possible. We do finally have confirmation that the premium Scream Night is returning this year. It is a little bit more expensive, about $25 more expensive. It's $375 for one night only. This year it's going to be on August 28th. And I have said this before, I did not attend the first year they ran it and I really regretted it because it sounded absolutely amazing. You get all this food included, you get less wait times, you get staggered entry. It's just a phenomenal event. So if you can afford it, you got $375 burning a hole in your pocket, I definitely recommend the Premium Scream Night. Now let's quickly talk about the slogan this year. It seems like right now all we know is it's never go alone again, just the generic logo. It's starting to feel like that's sort of like the generic theme for Halloween Horror Nights just going forward. It was never go alone in Halloween Horror Nights 31. Then we got like more distinct slogans the years after that. See You in the Fog, HHN 32. And Where Horror Lives, HHN 33. So we'll see if we get something different, but right now, never go alone. And this year, it seems like we have another unprecedented year with potentially 5 IP houses for the year. We haven't seen 5 IP houses since Halloween Horror Nights 29 several years ago. There's usually 3 to 4 in the past few years. It looks like we're getting 5 this year. So I'm glad to see the big 5 return, which means we're only gonna have 5 original houses. Now, I had been talking about the speculation on there possibly being an 11th house, maybe even a 12th house. It seems like at this point, we're getting close to the event. It seems like that might be now off the table, that we're not getting an 11th or 12th house. It's still possible, but it's not very probable. I'm not seeing anything else about it. Maybe they were thinking about it. Either way, it's gone for now. So let's talk about the icon this year and the theme of the event. Again, never go alone. That's the high level theme. But we got a lot of information from some of the creators of this event, and it is very much going to be very gothic, lots of vines, crows, and this theme around the conservatory. Now, the word conservatory is an interesting one. Typically, it refers to things like a greenhouse or some sort of botanical garden. I'm thinking the way they're going to use it this way is the conservatory is very much almost like a dark, mysterious wrought iron conservatory with maybe glass and lots of vines and birds and crows and things in it. So imagine like a very gothic, dark, scary conservatory. It could also have museum-like properties to it or art properties to it, I'm not sure. But overall, that's the big theme this year. And it sounds like this year the icon is going to be something around an artist. The icon for the year, one of the criteria for being an icon at Halloween Horror Nights is it has to be predominant. It has to be a very dominant personality or part of the theme. And it usually has its own house of some kind, or it is part of some house that year. We do know that we have a house around an artist I'll talk about in just a moment. So very much sounds like it is going to be something around that space. Although there is also speculation it could be the character, the existing icon, so this could be new, or it could be this existing icon called the Killustrator. Killustrator was one of the main icons in the Halloween Horror Nights Singapore number 10. That was 2022. It was a very predominant character and icon for that year. So it could be we're getting the Killustrator, which is essentially illustrator, Killustrator, art, some sort of icon around that. So artist or Killustrator of some kind in that space sounds like that's what we're getting. Now let's jump into the houses and talk about what we know about the confirmed houses this year. And we also have the scare zones. We'll go through those as well. Starting out, we'll pull up our map here and just go around in a circle here clockwise. We'll start in the A position there, right when you first walk in, over on the left. This is still, sounds to be like a WWE house. Not much has changed here. Wyatt family, Undertaker, some sort of thing going on there, WWE. Don't have full confirmation on this yet, but it seems like that's what it could be. Moving up to the next slot there in B, this is the new original house that I think ties into the icon. This is El Artista, a Spanish haunting. So some sort of Spanish artist. So that could very well be the icon, which is going to be different from Killustrator because Killustrator is not a Spanish artist. But we'll see. The theme of this one is a 19th century Spanish home. Some sort of like tortured artist moves into an isolated country manor for inspiration, but the art comes alive and possesses him. So I'm getting very much like Darkest Deal vibes here, which for me was a sleeper hit. And I loved that house, so something very much like that. But again, some sort of Spanish country manor, could have ties in with the Conservatory, we'll see. Up here in the C slot, we have confirmation this is Five Nights at Freddy's. We are getting that house. Don't know much about what the theme will be other than Five Nights at Freddy's, but it sounds like this is going to be the big Blumhouse haunted house for the year. This particular location has had lots of big hits in past years. We had Ghostbusters, Stranger Things 4, and even Halloween in that spot, so I have a lot of high hopes for that. Now up here in D, we've got Grave of Flesh. This is a confirmed original house. And the description of this one is really cool. It says, "Welcome to the underworld." So essentially this is your funeral, you've died, and even though you're dead, somehow it's gonna go from bad to worse. Apparently we're gonna be going down into the underworld and we're gonna be hunted and stalked by these like flesh eaters for all eternity, which sounds really cool to me. Now this location has had some really bad houses in the past, so I'm hoping that this one breaks the curse because it sounds really cool. But it hasn't historically been good in this location. Next one here in E, this is Terrifier. We've yet to get confirmation on Terrifier, but we've been saying from the beginning this is basically a done deal that we're getting Terrifier. I thought this was going to be the very first house that was announced because there was so much going on around it. Somehow they've just held off on announcing it. I wouldn't be surprised if they had announced it by the time you even see this video because they've just been announcing things every day. But we're still waiting for that formal Terrifier announcement, but this is where it's going to be. Over in F, I reported on this last time I did the video, which was a big switch up from Conjuring and Scream, which we were originally expecting, and all of a sudden, Friday the 13th made an appearance. Jason and the Jason universe reared its head. We saw some little glimmers of the house being built. It looked like there was like a Volkswagen Bug and maybe some docks and things being created back there. We had some pictures. And we were thinking, you know what, this looks like Friday the 13th. It sounds like we're getting it. And in fact, it's been announced we have Jason Universe in this spot. And I think it's going to be awesome. Coming face to face with Jason Voorhees, I think is going to be terrifying. The dude is huge. I think it's going to be fantastic. Now, this particular location, the Fast and Furious one, that has had some decent houses and some pretty good houses there. It's been a lot of Blumhouse stuff in that space. So we'll see what it ends up being. But I have high hopes for this house. Now in G there, this is the one that I'm excited about it, but also the most disappointed. We've been waiting for a Universal Monsters house. I was really hoping for some sort of Universal Monsters cold house. We knew that this was going to be a cold house location this year, and I was really hoping for some sort of like Dark Universe, Classic Monsters tie-in, and it looks like that is off the table at this point. I'm not hearing anything more about Universal Monsters coming this year. I think they're just relying on Epic Universe to have that Universal Monsters presence. They want people to visit that park to see the Universal Monsters. So I get it. It's a little bit disappointing for me. But so in its place, we ended up with a cold house called Galkn Monsters of the North. This is some sort of remote northern village. A monster rises up out of the icy cold depths with his horde of like undead monsters, and you basically have to try to escape. I'm kind of getting like the White Walkers vibe from Game of Thrones here. I guess it's gonna be like, I'm thinking northern village, could be Viking-like village of some kind. So we'll see. Again, I think it's gonna be cool because I love the cold houses. It sounds pretty cool. I was hoping for monsters, the classic monsters, Universal. It's not happening, so this is what we get instead. So let's cross our fingers that it holds up. In H, we've got Fallout. We got the Fallout that's been confirmed. We're good there, so I'm excited about that to see what they're going to do with Fallout. I don't know. It's not really a horror genre. It's not really scary, even though you can make it scary. There's lots of creatures in the, like Death Claws and all the Scorched, and lots of different things, Scorch Beasts and things that you could play with that you could easily put in that are pretty scary. So we'll see. In I, this is that sort of child's, like children's dolls thing that we've been talking about for a while. It's finally confirmed. We've got Dolls Let's Play Dead. It's a little bit interesting twist on the dolls though. Essentially, we are going to be shrunk down to basically doll size. We are going to be these like, we're going to be the dolls in this house. And we're essentially going to be like hunted and attacked by toys, like all the like burnt, melded, destroyed toys that this like twisted little girl has basically been, you know, destroying. And now we're dolls in this environment. So I think it could be cool. Maybe there's going to be like a giant girl, like a hand or something reaching down, and to see like full size like toys attacking us. So basically it's almost gonna be like we're in the movie Toy Story, except like a hellish nightmare version of Toy Story. It sounds pretty cool. I'm kind of excited about it. Over in J, we've got, again, confirmation here. Another original house is Hatchet Chains Demon Bounty Hunters. This was the Slaughter Cinema 2 piece that was in that house last year. They brought it around full circle. Now it has its own house. This is like an old western town. These red hot lava demons are basically attacking and destroying, melting everybody in their path. So that's what we're going to get here. So those are all the big houses, and I'm pretty excited about them. But let's move on really quickly to the scare zones. We reported out on all the scare zones. There was a big leak, and there was a lot of speculation. Is this accurate? Is this true? Is this false? And the more and more time has gone by, it seems like they were pretty spot on. So I'm going to give you these again and talk a little bit about them. Universal hasn't formally released these yet, but they are seeming to match up pretty well with what the overall theme is and what we've been seeing in the park and hearing. So the first spot there, when you first walk into Universal, this is your main sort of scare zone area, usually where the icon for the year is. This is essentially, I was kind of calling it the Showcase of Horrors. I've updated it now to refer to it as more of the Conservatory of Horrors. Again, some sort of like artist will be in this space, assuming the icon will be here, or maybe Killustrator of some kind. But again, wrought iron fences, crows, vines, scary stuff happening. That's going to be this one. Now over in L there in front of the mummy, this is Mafia Mutants of some kind. Essentially, there's been a Mafia police chase, a big accident. All this toxic waste has spilled and created all these mutants. So again, Mafia Mutants is just what I'm calling it. All right, now at M, in front of Fast and Furious, we've got the party zone. Again, just calling it that. Some sort of party area, DJ, don't really know. Could be people on roller skates, not 100% sure. But some sort of like cool energy, probably some like mini stages like they had during the Blumhouse year. In front of that space, they had all these little stages set up. I'm assuming something similar to that, but lots of like techno and lights and partying going on. We'll see what the horror part of it ends up being. Now in N there, this ends up being my favorite zone usually every year because it's very small, very compact, and lots of places to hide and jump out and scare you. This is some sort of feral feline, some sort of like old cat lady, transforms children into cats, and I'm assuming gruesome, scary demon cats are going to be attacking us and jumping out. Maybe there's going to be a little old lady taking her teeth out and putting them in front of you. I don't know. Sounds pretty interesting. We'll see. And the last one in O there, this is the big, huge scare zone there in front of the Bourne show. This is some sort of like Masquerade type experience. I think Conservatory fitting in here, maybe some wrought iron blocks and things, some sort of, it does refer maybe to vampires, but some sort of masquerading happening. Maybe this is where the Universal monsters come into play, where there's all these people dressed up, and they have like, you know, Frankenstein's monster mask on, and they've got like a Wolfman mask on, and the Bride of Frankenstein, and all these different, you know, Universal monster masquerade masks on of the Universal monsters, but underneath they're actually like demonish vampires or something, and they're bloodthirsty and they're ready to kill you. And so you're walking around in this masquerade party seemingly unaware that you're about to be murdered. So sounds pretty fun to me. We'll see. Now, the Megan Horde is currently in action right now promoting the Megan movie. It's been like pop-ups here at Universal Studios. Doesn't sound like we're gonna get them. I left them on there for now. I don't know if they're gonna keep them around for Halloween Horror Nights. We haven't heard anything, whether they're gonna return. Allegedly this year, Nightmare Fuel is changing for the first time in a while. It's still gonna be Nightmare Fuel, but apparently a very different storyline than what has been done in the past. So we'll see. Maybe it'll tie in with this like gothic conservatory type scenes and theme. They could try to tie the show in with that, but it will be Nightmare Fuel, but apparently very different this year. Don't know about a Water Lagoon show. They did bring the drones back finally, so Universal Sensational finally has the drones back in action, which I'm super excited about. It's still a great show even without the drones, but with the drones it's even better. So hey, maybe we'll get something. I haven't heard that we're going to get anything. I've actually heard that we probably won't get something, but I'm going to leave it there for now and cross my fingers that we get something, because I do think it would be great to have. The Wizarding World Death Eaters, of course, are making a return. We don't need to talk about those over there in the Wizarding World Harry Potter Diagon Alley. And overall, this just seems like it's going to be like the best year ever. I am pumped about the IPs this year. I mean, we've got Fallout. We've got Friday the 13th. Five Nights at Freddy's. Terrifier. Oh, can't wait. This is going to be so cool. And even possibly the WWE, which seems to me like the least interesting one, but everybody keeps commenting on my videos and saying like, just wait, like there's so much cool stuff with the WWE. So I'm excited about that just because of everybody else being excited about it. So like crazy good IPs. Even the original houses sound awesome. I will say usually the original houses end up being better than the IP houses. And this year they're shaping up to sound pretty cool. So this may be the case again this year. The scare zones sound awesome. I'm pumped. I think it's going to be a great year. Love to hear what you think about it in the comments. Anything I missed, anything I'm off on, I don't think so, but if I am, call me out in the comments. Love to hear from you. And overall, I am super excited this year. Be on the lookout. I will be there every night. I mean, we're going to be there so many nights in a row. I usually get one of the fear passes so we can be there as many times as possible. I like to spread it out and do different houses on different days instead of trying to cram it all into one day. But again, they have express passes, the premium Scream Night. Check them out. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this content. Again, thanks so much for watching this. Until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.